Jenica Mckellar played the role of Winnie Cooper, the longtime crush of main character Kevin on The Wonder Years, although Danica's sister Crystal was also considered for the part. As the series was aimed primarily at families, Jenica became the first crush of many young boys throughout the show's 6-year run. Her acting work since the series' end has mostly been in Lifetime Channel movies and small independent films, but she has kept her profile raised in a couple of other notable ways. In 2005, Jenica won a Stuff magazine poll asking which 90s star readers would most like to see in a lingerie spread. The resulting shoot was absolutely stunning, but Jenica wasn't done proving that she is not your average former child star. She holds a bachelor's degree in science from UCLA and is the co-author of a mathematics paper that would probably make your head spin before you were even past the introduction, before all of the equations kick in. She's also written several books on math aimed at teenagers, and has even won an award from the Joint Policy Board for Mathematics for encouraging teens to be more interested in math. The long-running sitcom Family Matters introduced us to the Winslow family and their nerdy next-door neighbor Steve Urkel. Although Jaleel White became the breakout star of the show due to his annoying yet somehow endearing portrayal of Urkel, the character was defined by his unending love for and relentless pursuit of the oldest Winslow daughter, Laura, played by Kelly Shaneen Williams. Kelly landed the role when she was only 13 and grew up in front of our eyes over Family Matters' 9-year run. After the show ended in 1998, she moved to the Washington, D.C. area and started a youth arts group, the Kelly Williams Program, which helped area youth to produce their own TV shows which could be picked up for on-demand airing on Comcast. The Kelly Williams Program ceased operation in 2008, but in 2012 the organization was in the news for a possible connection to a D.C. councilman's embezzling scheme. Councilman Harry Thomas Jr. testified that 4 individuals, whose names were not made public, helped him to embezzle more than $350,000 through kickbacks from charitable donations. Based on his testimony, it was speculated that one of those individuals was Kelly, but she was never charged with a crime. The Fox sitcom Malcolm in the Middle was a hit when it debuted in January 2000. Its young star Frankie Muniz became an instant celebrity at the tender age of 14, and his role as Malcolm led to several movie roles during the series' 6-year run. These included the successful films Big Fat Liar, Clifford the Big Red Dog, and Agent Cody Banks. But since 2005, Frankie has only appeared in minor guest roles and has mostly stepped away from the spotlight. However, he has kept himself busy. Mostly due to the ongoing popularity of Malcolm in the Middle in syndication, Frankie has a net worth of $40 million and has been able to enjoy a wide variety of pursuits. In addition to writing and producing television projects and playing the drums in several indie rock bands, he has carved out something of a second career for himself as a race car driver. Frankie began racing professionally in 2004, while Malcolm was still on the air. His most recent ranking, competing in the Champ Car Atlantic Series in 2009, was 9th overall, having finished in the top 10 in every race he's participated in. Though it was never a hit with critics, the CBS sitcom 2.5 Men was one of the most popular shows in the United States throughout its 12-year run. The show focused on a boy living with his father, played by John Cryer, and his irresponsible bad boy uncle, played by Charlie Sheen. The half-man of the title was played by Angus T Jones, who was 10 years old when he landed the role in 2003. By 2010, 17-year-old Angus was the highest-paid child star on television, signing a contract worth nearly $8 million. But during the show's 9th season, Angus' character was given more adult storylines, which he stated in interviews he was uncomfortable with. With ratings already suffering due to the highly publicized departure of Charlie Sheen, Angus gave an interview in 2012 which shocked the show's fans. In it, he affirmed his religious faith, saying that he had recently been baptized, and despite having received yet another raise only months earlier, that he no longer wished to be a part of the show. He went on to call his character meaningless and the show itself filth, saying that he did not want to be a part of the enemy's plan, apparently referring to Satan. Angus somehow kept his job, although his character was quickly demoted from a main player to a supporting role, but was let go for its 10th and final season. Although he gave another interview in 2014, sticking by his words and saying that he had felt like a paid hypocrite for being on the show, he nevertheless returned for a cameo in the 2015 series finale. Jonathan Lipnicki made his film debut at the tender age of 5 in the smash hit 1996 film Jerry Maguire. Starring opposite Tom Cruise, the biggest star in Hollywood at the time, in a successful film nominated for 5 Academy Awards instantly made Jonathan the most famous 5-year-old in the world. Jonathan appeared in several films over the next 8 years, mostly doing voice work for films like Dr. Dolittle and Stuart Little. Between 2004 and 2011, he took a long hiatus from film, and today appears from time to time in small independent features. But the new career he has carved out for himself is rather unexpected. The cute little boy who melted Jerry Maguire's heart has made a successful living as a mixed martial arts trainer. His family owns Fight Sports Entertainment, a promotion company that holds amateur MMA fights in California, and many of their featured fighters are trained by Jonathan. He has competed in several Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments, holding a purple belt in that sport. As for getting into the MMA ring himself, he is not sure whether he ever will, but does not rule it out. Jonathan says that acting remains his passion, and that he would love to one day combine his two interests and make a film about the world of mixed martial arts. Marla Sokoloff was cast for the 7th season of the beloved family sitcom Full House as Gia Mahan, the archenemy turned best friend of middle daughter Stephanie. The 13-year-old made quite an impression in the role, and after her 8-episode run ended, she continued to pop up in minor roles and guest spots in both film and television. While Marla hasn't been a household name since that brief time in the 90s, she briefly re-entered the spotlight in 2013 thanks to ex-boyfriend James Franco, whom she dated for 4 years. In an interview with radio shock jock Howard Stern, Franco admitted that as teenagers he and Marla made a sex tape which has never been leaked to the public. Apparently he wasn't concerned that going public with this information would upset Marla, saying it was an innocent thing they made for themselves and that everybody already knew about it. Marla herself has never publicly commented on this. Although she's not the most high-profile actress, she has continued to get steady work since her Full House days, and her acting resume has dozens of credits. She most recently appeared in the Netflix sequel series Fuller House. Few child stars became as famous as quickly as Haley Joel Osment. Having appeared briefly as the son of the title character in Forrest Gump, his breakout role came in 1999's The Sixth Sense. It was the debut feature from one of Hollywood's most promising new directors, M. Night Shyamalan, and starred Bruce Willis, one of the most bankable stars in Hollywood. But it was Osment's astonishing talent that got all of the attention. His authentic and creepy performance made the film an instant classic and was at the center of one of the most memorable scenes in film history. This led to more starring roles in films such as AI Artificial Intelligence and Pay It Forward. But shortly after turning 18, Osment was involved in an incident which brought him the wrong kind of publicity. While driving near his home in 2006, he struck a mailbox and flipped his car, suffering numerous injuries including a broken rib and fractured shoulder blade. No other cars were involved in the accident, and Osment eventually pleaded guilty to misdemeanor DUI and marijuana possession charges. After his recovery, he enrolled in New York University and studied experimental theater there for the next 5 years. He has continued to take small parts and recently announced his intention to return to acting full-time, starting with an appearance in the Kevin Smith film Yoga Hosers. Lark Voorhies got her break in show business when she landed the role of Lisa Turtle on the Disney Channel sitcom Good Morning, Miss Bliss, which only ran for 13 episodes before being canceled. Fortunately, the series was purchased by NBC and rebooted as Saved by the Bell, which ran for 4 seasons and made stars out of many cast members, including Voorhies, Elizabeth Berkley, Tiffany Amber Thiessen, and Mario Lopez. While Lark worked steadily for years after the show's end, appearing as a guest star in a variety of TV series and films, she's began to make headlines of the wrong kind in 2012. She appeared in an interview with Yahoo's The Yo Show in which she sported a bizarre new look, with very heavy and uneven makeup failing to hide a strangely puffy face. An interview with People magazine a few years later raised further questions, as Lark paused frequently to stare into space or mumble incoherently to herself. Her mother Trisha, with whom the actress lives, has gone public saying that Lark suffers from bipolar disorder, which Lark has denied, saying that her mother is well-intentioned but wrong. In December 2015, Lark revealed to her followers on Instagram that she has been battling lupus for 8 years, and stated again that she has no mental health issues. As part of Nickelodeon's stable of child stars, Amanda Bynes appeared in the popular sketch comedy show All That, and later her own spin-off, The Amanda Show. She was able to parlay this early success into a successful adult film career, appearing in such films as She's the Man, Hairspray, and the acclaimed comedy Easy A. Amanda's troubles began in 2012, when she was charged in several traffic incidents within months of each other, 2 hit-and-run accidents, and a reckless driving episode in which she sideswiped a police car while driving drunk. The DUI was eventually dropped as part of a plea deal, but Amanda was sentenced to probation and her license was suspended for 2 years. Unfortunately, things would only get worse. The next year, Amanda was charged with marijuana possession after allegedly throwing a bong from the balcony of her 36th floor apartment. Only a few months after that, police would find Amanda in the driveway of a stranger's house, where she had started a fire. Amanda was admitted for treatment of mental health issues, and her mother assumed control of her finances. She was released from treatment in December 2013, but would be readmitted less than a year later after a series of bizarre tweets claiming sexual abuse at the hands of her father, then changing her mind and saying that there had been no abuse, but her father had planted a microchip in her brain to force her to make the accusation. After her October 2015 release, she had some unkind words for her parents on Twitter, including the return of the sexual abuse allegations, but since then has largely stayed out of the public eye. When Star Wars Episode I: The Phantom Menace premiered in 1999, it was perhaps the most highly anticipated film ever. Its star, 10-year-old Jake Lloyd, had landed what most young actors, and young boys in general, must have thought to be a dream role: Anakin Skywalker, the young Jedi who would eventually become Darth Vader. But the role took a heavy toll on Jake. For one thing, fans considered his acting subpar, and the film as a whole was not as well received as expected. Critics and fans did not hold back on the internet, and the added stress of promotional appearances and interviews also made Jake's Star Wars experience less than pleasant. But at school, Jake claims he was bullied mercilessly, and this is what caused him to retire from acting in 2001, at the age of 12. He has never appeared in another film, and it was revealed in 2015 after a DUI arrest that Jake has struggled with mental health issues of his own. In April 2016, he was admitted to a psychiatric facility for treatment of schizophrenia.